Aaron Brooks, #1 pick for him 5-6 years ago. In that third year in the league, he averaged just under 20 a game.
And then he was traded for Goran Dragic. Then he went to China. Harden missing. Howard inside. Bogut goes out, and Howard becomes a factor. Sign him. 28 years of age.
Aaron Brooks had a 2-year contract from last year, and they had to cut him. I believe he was released in Sacramento as well. So they 42 points in the fourth quarter in the last game. It's amazing how that goes.
Omri Caspi is checked in.
It's a good team for him because he likes to just shoot threes. He'll get a chance.
An amazing rate, even though it hasn't been effective to this point. The idea is that he'll get better, Bob, sooner than later.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll answer that for you, Rick. He posts up 6 times more than he runs a pick and roll, and yet he only shoots 38% when he's posting up. And he turns the ball over at an incredible rate of 23%, almost 1 out of 4 times, and they get .634 points per the way he came into it.
No Iguodala and no Tony Douglas, but they are both on this trip. Where he's playing the 10 players as Howard. That actually was a pretty good move right there.
But if he's going to take 3 dribbles like that, maybe 4.
Nobody in blue can make a shot at this juncture. 4 of 20. And Howard is clubbed.
Howard getting it.
Well, the free throws, I mean, 55%. The numbers aren't great, but it's all how he flips his wrist. Doesn't miss right or left. And when he gets in a nice little roll, and he's sitting there 4 of 6 tonight, they would take that all day. Massive shoulders and biceps. It's just a flip of the wrist.
Yeah, just
he's looked good.
Yeah, just the last 2 years he's been under.
Where was Dwight Howard? I mean, David Lee went and just dunked right there, and Howard watched him sail to the rim. That was a very curious play.
Well, he should have been in position because he could see that Jones was out of position. He was going to have to give help. No one comes down, and
Howard, nice lefty hook. To back buckets. No, since the Iguodala injury, that's been the biggest issue.
Yep.
Every team over 100. Every team with high percentages from the field. Howard puts it in, draws the foul. 24. Dwight Howard is fouled. Bogut will pick. Just did not work well with Pau Gasol. It was only 17 a game. He hadn't scored that few. This is almost because you play the Rockets next week on Friday, and Howard running the floor is fouled. If you're ever going to experiment with any kind of matchups or anything to try, they've looked pretty good tonight. 7 of 11 from the line.
Well, after starting 1 of 7, he's now 5 of 12.
And the hack of Howard is going to be employed here to being a player with all the action, and then all of a sudden you stop. Well, and it weighs on him. But that's good recovery there.
I think
over Dwight Howard. Jermaine O'Neal working inside. What a rebound.
That's the kind of work it takes. That's necessary. So they got down in that first quarter against Toronto by 17. They were down 9.
A point per possession, you'll take it, especially if you have the lead. It's the empty possessions that really work as turnovers. So right there, Howard, no problem. And he makes them both. So in the hack of Howard, he's made 3 out of Iguodala. And that moves Harrison Barnes in the starting lineup, which now weakens your bench. And so there's not as many impact players even available. A lot of time at home. Games. And they're fortunate, as ugly as Sacramento and Toronto was at times, those both ended up being.
Probably could have taken him because Howard was out.
Howard ran the floor and laid it in. We've seen Dwight Howard be a better transition.